here's the setup. The setup, hey Dave, the setup that Dave did, which I didn't get a video of, so I just, what's in my head, was push hands. So I assume there's contact and proximity, but he described having this hand on the outside of the knee. But switch feet, he could have meant this, you know, but normally he described it in terms of brush knee. Normally brush knee is to my lead leg, and he described it as being your outside. And often we have matched footwork in this, so I'm thinking this is what he meant. Switch. Or this. So we'll play with some ideas on that, what to do, why not, what not to do, and so forth. So our setup position, we're proximate. He didn't describe, you know, exactly what, you know, so a whole bunch of different things, but it was generally here. So I knew it was on the outside aspect of the leg, rather than the inside of this. So this force can help, you know, take care of that. Is everybody okay with the setup, or you want to just kind of feel your way into it a couple times? I don't know. He didn't say. Okay. But because he used push hands as a term, I'm sure the other hand wasn't here or with a knife. It was just somehow in contact, you know, like that, you know, I don't know. Anybody want to just try the position so they're comfortable, or just jump ahead?
I should. You should?
I think I understand. I know.
Yeah, this is what happens in November. One person votes out of 4. Like, I asked the question, do you guys want to feel it and taste it and do it a couple times so you know what the position is, or not?
I get it.
That's not a yes or no.
I don't think I need to, so no.
I thought I did.
I think we should.
All right, so 2 to 2, and so the people that want it get it. So everybody do it. Just do it with each leg forward against your partner, either right lead or left lead, and then switch who's doing it to who.
It was backhand, right?
Well, you are the 2 guys that said you didn't need to do it.
I didn't say. I said I needed it.
He did.
I
well,
said
that's true. Eric did. Sorry about that.
I thought it was
and he said it wrong. See?
That's funny.
I don't think it matters.
That's like the black, what's his name, Jeff Berger uses for knees, high knees.
Just try it a few times. Just get in the position. Hey Dave, I think this is the position that you wanted, so we're trying to film it. And we're just at the early stages of getting people in the position I think that you described. And then we'll try and describe a couple options or things to avoid, things to aim for, or concerns. So, enjoy it. Everybody did it on everybody?
No, I just did it on
Yeah, but that's what I said. Everybody did it on everybody twice, both sides. That's what she was going to do. Yeah, palm out. Do you recognize the position?
Oh, wow.
Brush knee.
That's from Tai. Yeah.
That's the position he described. He just said brush knee from Tai Chi, so that's what I think he's more or less here.
Wow. Okay. Good.
But I asked him to video it so I could see what he was doing, but he just didn't have a chance yet, so we're kind of guessing.
Okay.
Both hands twice, both sides, both people.
He said either way, right? No, not either way?
No, we're good. Hands up. This way.
Yeah, towards the leg. That's the back of the hand. Good. Everybody did on everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. That was clear.
Yes.
No, I appreciated the way that you said that. That was good. So, so from this position, I think we're in the frame more or less. So Dave's kind of particular question was, he was like, when we're here, and he used the term push in, so I'm imagining it was something along these lines, but you know, it could have been a few different things.
Sure.
But, he was asking, you know, about lifting the leg that he was on. Okay. So, you could, a couple problems. One, if he's coming forward, or I'm coming back, or he's back, I'm back, but this allows him to come forward, then my lifting the leg is probably gonna look something like this. Meanwhile, he brains me with his elbow, you know. So I don't like that idea. If I was to lift the leg, it would probably be because I'm shouldering him, for example, into the back leg, and this is unweighted, which means it's going to kick, or hook, or step. So if we're in here doing whatever, and let's say, for example, I'm doing this on purpose instead of just found myself here, I might shift you to the back leg. I'm already here to turn you. So if your left hand reaches for me, I might turn you. Right? Or if I shift you back and you decide to knee me or step back, for example, I might lift it to turn you offline or to keep it from aiming and kicking. Or when you go to kick it, I can challenge it. Or obviously just tie up all of your legs. So let's just try that from this position. Let's say, for example, he pushes this to a center line. Here. So notice how my lead hand is inside his lead, or his rib hand, his matching hand. So when I come to him, he might naturally close that. So rather than me eating his elbow, right, I might decide to take that space up, which could be a shot or a jam or a trap. And now that I have you controlled here, I could use this, because I'm feeling like now he grabs with his right hand around my kidneys and knees me, you know, or steps forward and throws me, you know, something, right? So I might have my hand on the knee to start to challenge that. And if I get your weight back enough and that leg comes up to step, to turn, to kick, to threaten in some way, I might add some lifting energy to it. But when I add the lifting energy, I don't lean over to do it. I want to sit into my stance so that my weight's forward, I'm sitting into this, turning towards the camera. So that's with the quad. There's my brush knee, which in this case is an arm break and a trap, and probably a throw coming up. So let's do it again. We're inside. I come towards him. He crosses me. So I eat the space up, which obviously could have been a nice shot. I could have pulled him in and a little bit higher, you know. But here, like Dave will figure all that. So once he sees you, he's like, oh, you can take the teeth out. We know you can. So here, as I get his weight to his rear, I'm going to turn this, and if maybe he lifts it to get it out of the way of my turn, and then I just opt to hook. So I have a little, but it's not my main theme. I'm not doing this. I'm just have a little bit of a hook so I can apply some lifting. Right, and you can imagine here, you're going to fall on this, by the way. Right, where I take your arm, break it, send you, you know. Okay, you guys are obviously ready for that. So, yeah, that's a good pair. Just be aware of who's around you, because there's not a lot of room if you both decide to throw at the same time. Just tune into who's around. Yeah, it looks like a eyes on a mustache.
I see that.
So as this enters, who's doing it to who?
He's going to go to me.
He's going to hook your knee. So as this comes towards the center, he pushes it offline. And now there's your space. Right, so now he has the ability, you don't have to chase him that much. Because now you can clear him. But he might very well step here to kick, to get his balance. And then you can add a little lifting. And now just turn, keep your weight forward, turn that way. And you're, no shift back, turn to your right. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that you're taking with you. Turn, don't step, turn your trunk. Yeah. So that,
Yeah.
Okay.
right, it's like cocking.
I felt like I had nowhere else.
Yeah.
Like I was
Well,
out
we don't
there.
need the throne. His question is, do you lift?
Okay.
So we're just gonna explore lifting, not lifting, other things to do besides lift.
Okay.
I'm pushing it in, grab it like this, now push more so my weight goes. There, God, that's a big difference, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because
So
if
that
you
little
didn't
bit,
push,
I guess I have to go
yeah,
back.
wait.
You guys have shoulder and brush
Yeah.
knee
Yeah.
just together.
That is.
And if you watch my brush knee,
Or wait, do I strike with the
I was doing right.
Is this one?
Yeah, yeah.
see the little shoulder in there? Just watch it again.
Yes. And now
Shift.
right there is the pull.
Could
You're
be,
standing there.
right?
So I decided to take a step to throw,
So, you know, for example.
and then you get some lift.
Now I'm gonna give you,
So of course we're doing this in a kung fu manner here, not thinking all Tai Chi, it's not a Tai Chi class, so sort of how you express these things would be different
weight
from Tai
off,
Chi.
you have to push my
But
weight
we're like
back.
sort of looking at the possible mechanics.
Oh,
See, right there you got into a
Yeah.
wrestling match.
I,
Can't do that.
yeah,
It's lead him, turn him, stay settled.
okay, here we go.
No steps.
No, so.
No, now that's your arm wrestling him.
Push this hand.
So there's no power if he fought you. It's just turn the body, keep it in shape.
Yeah, put your hand there.
wow.
Now I shift my
So-
weight,
This just struck.
I shift my weight.
That.
You look
Looking
like
down,
you're
the weight's
lifting.
off.
What
When
if
I
shift
try to
my
do
weight?
something like to
Turn.
knee,
Don't shift your
Turn.
This
turn.
way, to the right, to the right.
Okay, so I'm not
This way.
initiating, I'm waiting for the feel.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you were so close to him that his knee's on the inside of your thigh, so you couldn't pass him. What I did with Colin was.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I like a single weight.
What I did was this, and now I take the space, and now I'm here. Notice there's space here. So you were still in here, like if I push you, I'm gonna push me. So I was here, and when he brought his knee up, like to knee me, yeah, to knee me, right? Then I don't try and get out of your knees. I brought it across. Now you're getting out of it. I brought it across here.
And your weight.
Once you saw me turn you, you curled your foot so you wouldn't get in trouble.
I didn't know. I
No, that was good. It was a good thing to do.
But you're turning this way.
I wasn't very.
That's brushing. That's not brushing.
Hey, let's try some over here.
This is pushing, so I'm gonna step in here. Outside.
Right. So you might step back. You might try to advance on them. Probably not. But you might step it up to kick.
Right. Yeah, that's.
So-
You know, in either case, you're in a not a bad position. But what I don't want to do is this. It's just that's how much zinc I can get. I can reach what I can reach. I won't go anymore.
So you're not, when we're here,
You're not really, I think that's, she said, look.
here, does he, like my weight is on my back right now, but does he initiate this? Or is he waiting for me?
No, it could be either one.
It could be
He could initiate it,
Okay.
and you might very well quickly want to save it once his hand's there. Like what's going on? And now you lift it, step it, shift it, and he has, you know.
And where is the unlock part of the formation question?
No, if you get it, that's great. I wasn't emphasizing it, but sure.
So I go to lift my leg here inside. That's.
Yes.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah, and you stayed forward and turned, so that's
Like what I was doing before, is trying to lift this.
right. It's not about picking the sack of potatoes up.
So it's just.
It's just connect and lead him. So if you, Ed, were to step and punch me with your left, right, so step and reach and punch. There you go. Repeat. This takes so much of it out.
It's really not hard.
Yeah, so I don't have to feel like I'm lifting it. I'm just
I got like
turning
here.
off line. If you step left and punch right,
Sink.
yeah, land it a little so we hear it.
Sink.
Yeah, let's do it again. Hey, let's do it again. Like I'm taking it out, even though I didn't get kissed.
And,
I took out how much hip power
So
you
you block the punch by first.
Sure. I'll often do that. I'll block punches with my hands on the hips.
right.
You know, I'm not going to pick them up to do if I'm busy tying your testicles and I'm not. I'm going to stay down here and block.
This is, that's really good.
Yeah, but don't retreat. You retreat. You have the space. Turn. Don't retreat.
Yeah,
You're still retreating.
yeah, no, that's what I was showing.
Don't
That's
retreat.
what I did.
You're still retreating.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Don't retreat.
Don't retreat.
Yeah.
Here. Got it.
Turn. You're retreating.
I am?
Yeah. Do it a couple more times. Turn.
Okay.
Make it closer to some. Online from exactly where you like something to the other side.
I'm trying to.
Hardware.
Yeah.
And you focus on one thing, so everything else was that you are flooded. But then you definitely watch that point, and then he's gonna track back. See? But he doesn't know it because he's still mostly weighted forward. So that's what we're looking for in Tai Chi. Once you place it, it doesn't go anywhere. So we're gonna see it again, because we're clearly not moving around, we're keeping it heads. So see how he came up and back, not too bad that time, but see if you can show him that now that you can see it. Or help him feel it in some way.
It shouldn't be like this, right? It should be the body moving.
Steve has to.
The person doing it? Yeah,
That's
that's
in general.
right. I don't want to pull in.
He's leaning.
That's one of the main things I don't want to do.
The knee.
Which is why when he messaged me the thing, I didn't want to say go for it because it probably means something like this, which means, you know, getting
Should
changed.
be,
You know,
once you're
and
established.
he's a smart guy. I don't think they're doing that, but I didn't want to just say, yeah, grab the knee, because in my head I should look at it like to see if we
It's also trusting that you don't need strength.
correct.
I'd say that was much better. Then he came back. My guess is it's a little too far forward to begin with, if I had to
Yes,
guess.
it was before. I didn't see it the last time, but
Oh,
probably
it's
still.
His knee should be about here as opposed to like there.
Right.
Yeah, I think I also felt like I was kind of overextending with the
Right.
shove.
So your weight is on your,
So it's
centered on your foot.
Yeah.
Good. Does he got it, or do you need to have him do it now that he understands?
Let's see it one more time, please. I'd say that was much better. It looks to me like the knee's too far forward
Yeah, initially.
initially,
Yeah.
What's the initial? Okay.
but it's certainly.
But then how do you take up the space if he's far away? In other words, you want to take the space when you push him, right?
I would need to take another step then if I didn't want to.
Yeah. No, that's a valid question. Since we're not working on a very discrete thing, I don't want to say an answer because there's a variety of ways to take up the space. Some of them meaning I don't knock him out of the space, I just find him. That's why I said trap, right? If I'm going to knock you back. So this is trapping his arm. This is hitting his arm, but it's free. Like I did the same move, but I did way too high an amplitude of the move, and I got trapped.
Right.
You know, but I could also just find it, which now I'm sensing it, not particularly trapping it, but he's starting to feel trapped. But it's sort of like a mouse on a mouse trap that hasn't sprung. He might feel trapped, but he's not. You're not technically trapped. I'm not doing, you know. And I could a little strike, but I also could have struck in this way. So he's going to eat it or turn as opposed to move. Right. So a couple of different things, but if I couldn't reach him, then I wouldn't be doing this move. You know, if he goes that far, I'm not gonna. I'm supposed to get the knee. Like that's not.
But without,
Then you could step again to reach it if you were trying. You know, you could hit him and then,
Yes.
you know, something like that. I can't present every option. You know.
but don't you have to actually move his weight back?
No, he might be moving back. He might have started back.
So, okay. So
Like
I
in order
define-
to do this, I don't want his weight on the like I'm lifting. But I don't know if I'm moving him back, he's moving back, I was moving forward, he's retreating. Like, you know, you could get that sort of thing accomplished by doing this, right, where you move back, you know, and That, you know, so a bunch of different ways to do it. You know, so it could have just been, I mean, he's seen me coming at him with the elbow, so he, oops, you know, I don't know. Okay, so, let me do it with you on this one. Thank you, sir. So, we'll do the same setup just because we're trying to get the setup that we have been comfortable with, which I think was,
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah, is that right? Right, so I reach, you cross me over, so I find myself on this side. I don't want to go for it here, don't chase me. I don't want to go for it here because that's great for you. You're outside me. As long as you don't reach your hand towards my chest, use your elbow towards my collarbone or my jaw, like that's good for you, right? So I'm here and you cross me over, just don't chase me over here. Just, you got the outside, you want to own it, right? Maybe take advantage, right? So when that happens, I'm filling the space. Because I don't want that to happen, right? That doesn't happen easily here. And then I find myself, hey, next to me. Okay, so one thing that can be done, let's just dance this way I was down, because I have a better chance that our feet are in there. Is if I'm here, not lean, that pretty much an always no for me, but turn my rear foot open. So I have both my feet this way, just in case the camera can't see them. They were both here, and my rear foot just pivoted 45, 90 degrees. I like 90, but whatever your style is. So I can only come about this low without leaning, and let's say I can't reach your knee yet. If I turn my foot, oh, there's my brush knee. And I could go as far as I want to find that brush knee. I could brush the ankle or the instep or something like that. So we'll do the same thing, da 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 da. I come in, you cross me. I come in, shot, close the space, trap, sense, whatever it is. And then whether or not you can reach the knee, just so we're practicing it. When I'm coming in here, I'm turning this hip. So now I can come down, and now I got this nice brush knee, which could be working his elbow against my medial knee. So I end up in this sort of a position, which is brush knee. And horrible for you. I can get an ankle lock here, I can throw you, I can dump you on your head the way we practiced tonight. You ready? That's why I switched it off for you. So again, we're da 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 da. He crosses me. That's the wrong foot. Da da da. He crosses me. Boom. As I come in, I'm turn my rear leg. I like, let's practice 90, but I'm saying to the camera, you might have different stances. And then sink. The focus here is on posture, because if I can't reach that low or don't want to, without losing my posture, I don't want to turn my foot so I can and then just lose my posture anyway. So we want to emphasize that in our style generally, but at least here, I have a chance not to lose my posture, so don't just lose it even though you need to. So turn and come down. So I don't know how well this is on the camera, if you guys can see our knees or not, but at this point, I could trap you between. I could have passed you the other side. I could have come in and struck here. You know, a whole bunch of different things. I could have checked you so you can't advance, right? And there's the brush knee. This is one that Bruce would teach us, going for a boot knife. When you have your closed space, I have my knife, right? And you're set up. So I'm using this boot knife, kind of there's the boot knife, right? Got it? All right, got that. Just stay where you were, Garrett. I'm just gonna peek if we could see the feet on that. Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, I was talking like maybe not, but we could see it.
I thought I got cut off.
I thought so too, but when I was talking, I figured I'd describe it in case we lose anything.
What? So I'm gonna take your hand here. Except I think other side.
Yeah, I just want to get a little closer so I'm not doing that same mistake.
Gotta go down lower.
Yeah,
feel like I have it.
Yeah.
This
There
was
were
sort
other
of,
things that he did.
yeah, but mainly we just blocked it.
Okay.
Like blocked it and tried
So
to.
we're like this. So you're going with this hand, right?
Okay, we just switch stances, we have to do the right foot forward.
All right, let's do this. All right, good.
Am I still doing this?
Yeah, but just once you're down to that position,
That's the problem I have.
Throw hers and fix it.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
because once you're down to this position, don't turn into wrestling, like, you know, where you're, just think, do you want to catch him on the knee? Do you want to pass him to the other side and then trap him out there with the knee?
Yeah.
Right, do you want to lower a little bit more, so it's more like I was fixing this, and then
So I try
dig in here, you know, and then maybe it becomes grab the cuff, and you can imagine tossing them, or,
Cool.
you know, so just what are the options there? And of course, a really great sort of Kuntao kind of option here is
That?
go for that, which
Oh,
is usually what we do is we take the testicles and wrap them around the leg and then pull.
Yeah.
So so you use them like,
Wow.
yeah,
That is cool, in the turning of the leg, that's.
right. That lets you keep your posture, lets you keep your range, lets you find access to your power, which you lose if you lean.
Would you turn that foot back? I mean, in some situations.
Depends on what I do next.
Depending if you.
Like if you were here, go down, and then you were gonna hit them, I turn that to drive the, you know, whatever, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. So, you're gonna take his hand, right? You're gonna toss me.
Right now, if you wanted to, you could drop your knee, you've been there before.
Yeah.
Right, so you can really,
Which foot's gonna go, this foot's gonna go out, right?
and there's a whole bunch of nice finishes right
This
there.
one, this one.
Yeah.
So you're getting me down there. This foot's gonna go to that angle.
No, that's a weird, you turn too much.
You go into your basic stance, get in your basic stance to start, and then.
Yeah, he doesn't have much neck though, so it's
And then
tough.
just get up the back foot up, you know, 90 degrees, not that far.
This one?
Yeah, I think that's probably too far.
This one, is this?
Yeah, that's, turn it 90. No, there, 90, no, there.
Okay. Oh, that's not 90, this foot.
Well, that should be straight, I can't see that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sink, and you should feel like you can challenge them here and reach, see how vertical you are. Right, so this could have been an elbow, this could have been lower, could have been a little higher, but here's your crush knee, you could pin him into his knee, you
But
could
then when I'm
retreat
turning,
a little,
the weight
yes,
is
here's him,
transferred.
feel me, retreat a little, pass him, and then shift forward where you're, right? Yeah, whatever the options are. Yeah.
Did you feel
Like
it?
really leaning
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I was.
So do that
What
best
you're doing is making it slow.
and do it like a little bit of track.
So,
You're gonna push me.
so you're taking up the space.
Then on your here, my hand is here.
Good, so you're trying
Now you're at the lean, right?
Yeah. 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 Sure.
I'm just standing there. I reach this point with my right hand.
That's cool, I like that. It's neat that this, I can apply it mentally to what we're doing in Tai Chi.
So don't lean.
Right, and just have that position, super familiar shape.
Awesome.
Okay, good. So, I'll borrow Eric, I think, just because we're mixing everybody around. So, let's say, for example, that the position that he had set up was the other foot forward for you, right? Which is less, I think it's far less likely. I think it's less likely that he was here, and also less likely that he was here. But if he was, maybe we'll just sort of explore it. So first we'll do this cross, pretend brush knee, which moves towards not a knee. That's brush knee. But let's say we're there. So we're whatever this kind of thing happened to look like, and I found myself here. I'm not going to have the lateral movement or the power to lift. I'm really going to want to reach and lean, especially with this here, that's a real problem. Not that we didn't establish exactly where we were, but that starts to feel really bad. But if I was in here, right? And again, I don't know exactly what game he was playing, what's allowed, so we're sort of guessing. But what I would do here is move this elbow to the base of your neck. So I'm not moving to the front of your neck, which should feel this way. Keep your weight forward, feel this. And then I'm moving to the base of the neck. Feel the difference?
Feels maybe moving.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's as if it was just a head, no body, and I was holding the head, like the way naturally the base of the head, right? You'd hold it like a bowling ball this way or something, right? That's a bad example because you probably hold a bowling ball a very specific way. But if I'm holding something, it's this way. So I'm finding that line here to shift him, right? And then I'm going to step and then brush knee.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing my body to bear, and then that puts me in that final familiar brush knee position. So I'm here, and again, who knows what they were, they might have, for all we know, had the setup was here, but just it's a little bit more likely, I think, here. I don't want to use two hands for this because then we lose the whole game, which is that I was down there, right? And I don't want to do a big pass here where he gets to turn his body and keep his weight forward. What I want to do is uproot him, which could look a whole bunch of different ways, but for this, I'm just extending here. So exaggerate what your body, just for the camera, does. Just exaggerate what it does. So one more time. That way they can read it if it's too subtle. And then we'll do it for real so we're not, fake school. Right, that. And now I'm going to step, and I could step on his foot, outside, past, or inside. None of them really much matters. I just want to be in the way of where this wants to move. And then keep shifting and turning, and all of a sudden I'm desperately in your way. Which I could have designed to smash or to cross and trip you, so you fall in a really awkward way. I'm doing it in a way that allows you to awkwardly spin around and not actually get hurt. So let's do this once more, a little bit more at speed. If I have this cross stance or non-eye and hiding kind of position, 1 and 2, and then I'm just in brush knee, right? And just for you, the home viewer, normally we have brush knee that's followed by brush knee, or brush knee in other forms that follow brush knee. So if we do that, again, we might very well end up with this, 1 and 2. So I'm just one after the other, just for the sake of practicing the move. Okay? So there should be a partner you didn't have yet on this part of the class. So that's your partner. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, it seems.
Yeah, no, he wants to like this. You switch it up.
Okay. Go ahead. If you think you
So what was up?
Go ahead.
You wind up here. So and this was
go for a punch.
here. So this is towards the base of the neck.
I'm starting to go.
Shift.
I'm used to it pushing.
Yeah, here and then cross it.
Yeah.
I had no
Pushing
choice.
towards the base of my
No
neck.
choice in the matter, it's just like a leaf, like a breeze.
Yeah, I think it's the push or the elbow first.
That's
Brings
crazy.
me off.
Okay,
So we're there. We wind
I
up
push you there,
here-ish
and you
towards the base of the neck.
yeah.
A little bit.
Brush knee, step.
I go, you hit me, I do.
Yeah. You can probably start to imagine some really horrible, twisty problems if you were to get thrown down here impolitely. What I noticed is right at the end, you had your wrestle, stay in the leg, turn the lower body, keep the shape. If it's not working, adjust stuff. Don't tighten, reach, grit, which is always so hard. I get it.
I felt it. I was okay with that.
No,
It's unmatched.
I wasn't.
It's unmatched with feet.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how it starts.
yeah, we were just in the right real quick.
So that, I mean, I got you.
Would I get,
Shift.
would I force it to his, the base of his neck first, then cross down?
No, I started with the hand on the knee. Just because he said, when I find myself with the hand on the knee,
Okay.
so,
Then.
like, I don't know if I was in this position, right, and I would then go for a brush knee. You know, but his question was like, when I find myself there, so I'm guessing how he might find it, you know, that he also might do it when the guy comes in with two kicks, and like, but he didn't say that, so I'll.
Can this be done with different?
It is a rising pond kind
I
of.
feel like it's,
Kind of, but not,
like,
so
when
right now
I'm
you're straight
here,
up.
I'm here.
I'm
Yes.
turning
You wanna
this
go
way.
This way.
but I also have to turn
A little
down
too much
this way.
Not until you step.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
What do
It's
you
like,
mean?
it's
There's
that
a step
one.
on
So
it.
it's not that
Right,
way,
so
so
it's
it's
here.
just towards the
And
face
then
of
I
the neck.
Now you're turning that.
Turn.
Good. You're always turning towards the front leg.
You have to step
Yeah,
in.
so that's it.
So,
Okay.
good, that's first one, step forward.
And so what we have with this part is the same thing that we have with this part, which is just more or less
Oh,
getting
I was going
the
to
guy
show that,
backing
yeah,
up.
I only went on.
Yeah, same idea. I know.
okay,
Again?
here. You take my hand and push me, right?
No.
Go.
Push it up.
Push it.
I was up.
Okay.
Nope.
So,
Hand, oh,
This hand
good, thanks.
went up there, like
See
you do right
what I
here.
ended up on the.
Good.
So,
No,
so I feel like that's.
Yeah, that's good.
You gotta get
And
the
now I'm
first.
stepping.
The elbow
But
side
don't lean, it looks like
there.
you're leaning a little bit.
That feels a
I'm
little
stepping
bit
as
too
I
much
brush.
Yes, because what
Okay.
you're doing,
Oh, he says towards the base of the neck. It's not there, it's this.
since you're twisted
This
this
way.
way.
Well, this is what I'm feeling
This
first,
way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
as opposed to.
Down here.
So that last one looked like you were headed here, but I could be wrong. But just so you know,
Step.
you're heading to the space between my four fingers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, center.
Okay.
It's a subtle little uproot, but it's
Wow.
an easy one to find a lot of times. Yeah.
So I guess the question is.
Yeah.
moving
Where you retreated.
foot is
Yes.
in the air.
Oh, I didn't want to stand forward.
Foot is in the air.
Yeah.
Let
it's
him find the
simultaneous.
ball.
Okay.
You want to introduce another
Here,
unknown.
here, I will be activating that, but since I'm turning, I'll be stepping as well. Right? I feel like I'm, instead of like doing this, then doing that.
Okay.
So you want to keep it, right?
So, pushing.
I have this feeling that somebody's gonna get hurt.
No, it's pretty. So is there a timing with the step or position with the step? Because it feels like he's getting in the way of his brush knee.
Yeah, show me. So you seem pretty close as it is.
I can't really. do
Okay, maybe I'm not. Maybe you gotta be a little closer.
Uprooting, right?
Sure.
No, stepping with the other.
Right there. Yeah, that works.
Okay, I was thinking I could hook
What
his leg.
it was feeling like, take it from this for me.
It just,
Yes. It was feeling like this and him pushing here was just,
Locking it up.
Who's doing it? I don't know who's doing it to who in that
I-
instance.
he was doing it to me. He's,
maybe I
That's what it's
stepped,
going to
maybe
be.
I stepped in too far in that other one. This one I didn't step in as far.
don't know. So it wound up being,
Oh, right, because your thigh is higher than his knee. You
Yeah.
can't lead him that way.
Here,
So you have to start moving before you shift or step wider. Yeah.
okay.
Because you just had him jammed. You can't start the movement there. So that might have been he stepped too far, too soon, too narrow, or started this too late,
no,
or
I
some
know I did.
combination. I just didn't see the one where that happened.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to just say, oh, I know what the problem is.
I know what I did because I corrected it, is I stepped in too deep.
Okay, so yeah, then that makes sense, yeah.
You wanna do it to me now?
Yep. All right, finish up.
Should I finish?
You're doing
So I see that you're,
good.
yeah, what you're doing is you're forcing this, which is the big one goes west, or
Yeah, now I use my arms rather than turn.
Right, you're
So
using
that it felt like the same thing, but you changed it because there was
Not
a
just
hook in it.
like
There was a sweep
And
there.
I'm using my
Yeah.
technique here too for this first part.
Right, that's all.
And then I'm using my hips
I
again.
can see all kinds of things.
That'll work, yeah. And you can imagine you could have hung on here at this point, or a whole bunch of fun ways to dump them. Yeah. Yep.
There's also, amazing.
Okay, so the other one we had, so Ed, I think you weren't up yet. So I think the other one that we had, if you set left lead towards me now, just because of the camera, that was correct what we did. So I think we set up here on the last one like this.
Yep.
And I said, well, it's also possible that they were set up here, or I suppose there. So we can maybe explore both of those as well. We kind of explored this with coming in there. So what we'll do is we'll do matched feet, but my brush knee going the wrong way towards the rear leg. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So if for whatever reason I was here, what I'm really feeling is like I don't want to stay leaned like this. Like things are going, really pretty poorly. In fact, Ed's got good posture, so it's really not good for me. But if I just stand up, which isn't so bad, I'm not brush knee, and that doesn't really help the problem that we're presenting with. So if I just try and take him with me when I do that, so I'm still brushing it, I don't really have control of him there. I don't even they're grabbing your pants. There's just not enough. But if I could invite him in, so he steps, see? So what I'm doing is I'm moving his tricep to bring his weight to his front of his leg, which I could have done with a little chin nod. I could have found a few points of connection. Again, we don't know what the hand upper body setup is. It could have been me grabbing him where it's going to be easy, I just pull you. But if there's a little connection here, I'm just going to cinch here a little so I kind of have a hold of some kind of his upper body. I'm less worried about getting shot with it, taking a shot. And his other arm I feel a little more protected against, mostly because I feel it. But if he started to move it to threaten me, I feel pretty good that I know where his whole body is, and I could clear that a number of different ways. So we're here. I'm going to cinch him a little bit and sink, and then I'm going to retreat, right? But if I retreat and my hand moves, I lose his knee. So I need to keep him on the knee, start the retreat, so he wants to step. And now his step, I'm going to brush me. In other words, I'm inviting him, since we're connected, either because he has a good hold on me, or I'm grabbing him. So when I step, you kind of need to step, or let go of what you have. But you're a human being, you're not likely to do that, right? It's a chimpanzee with a piece of straw and an anthill. You're not likely to let go. So if I just happen to have some really awesome hold on you in some way, I could just snap and draw you into it. But maybe a little more likely here, switch feet, right? Is this how we started?
No.
No, we started
No.
switch feet this way. Oh,
Yeah,
that's how
yeah,
we started.
exactly,
Thanks. So if I have a little connection to him, and I let him have the connection to me, assuming you're not choking my larynx out or something, like it's just some kind of a connection, I'm going to move not very fast so that he wants to come in. Maybe he's going to knee me, just get better position, maybe just keep himself steady, step, so he can take advantage of whatever you got, take advantage of it. Yeah, and then he's going to throw me, for example. So again. There you go. So I'm going to have a little cinch, so he's part of me, but I'm going to let him have a little bit of grippy connection if that's what he happens to have. Because he probably won't give that up if I start to move him. And now he takes his weight off, and he probably knees me or steps or tries to hurry this, whatever it is. And then when I retreat, I'm going to keep stepping. I'm going to use the brush knee. So now, and then now it's really bad for you.
Yeah.
Like whatever I want to do. So what I didn't do, what this would probably look like to somebody, was that I grabbed him and stepped back and yanked. But what I'm doing is I'm giving him a reason to come with me here, and then I'm with my connection, I'm turning, I had the foot backwards that time. I'm turning, there's my brush knee position, which of course I could then deploy a weapon or throw them or find a shot or just get a better angle. So essentially what I'm doing here, what we will practice, face me, cinch a little bit. I know my posture's not perfect, but as I'm coming back, I'm gonna fix my posture. There's my brush knee. And so I've achieved his flank by retreating. I never walked around him, I never hopped behind him, but I have his flank. Of course, I'd love to just pass this now and make it super sweet, but we get the messy mess we get. Okay. So we'll do that one time for more speed. Face me. I love how you're swearing, that's right. But just tonight with the camera. So we're here, shouldn't be habit. There's no habits in here.
Okay, but I do it then.
Yeah, so wrestling, you have me, it's feeling pretty good. I'm off balance, you have a pretty good grip. Ah, you shouldn't have done that. Okay.
Thank you.
Pick the partner who you most look up to. Yeah, and Eric's tall, so that counts.
Eric did beautiful one-hand push-ups. He really means that for height?
Oh, I can't believe you guys didn't pick Ed. Me?
Oh,
I mean, we knew nobody was going to carry it, but still.
I'm
gonna go one more side.
You're gonna have to walk.
Alright, so
Okay.
you want to take that goes back, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try it.
Okay.
So now what do I give you?
So I'm going down here, and then I'm kind of like,
a little bit of tricep.
now
You
as
can come
you start to
forward.
step,
So I'll just come forward.
I
Just if I can
retreat.
get this cinch.
and then I get down and step.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Base, my structure's a little off, which is pretty good, right? So I'm just gonna kind of retreat a little
You're
bit.
gonna make me, right?
Right, so now you want to step.
Is that one?
And make sure you're fixing your posture to go back. 'Cause
Yeah.
it would be easy on this to be here
It was awful for me.
and then kind of,
Yeah.
as opposed to, this is my
End
chance.
up with your right foot.
Yeah, yeah. And he might have gotten pulled this way or this way and maybe a little worsened.
Okay.
Wanna feel it one more time?
You wanna see it
Yeah, but don't keep retreating.
one? Same legs.
You want to retreat so you're in your forward leg and you can turn.
I have
I
the
go,
gear.
I go
You
down.
kept drifting back
Yep.
once you
And
were
then we
stuck.
kind of-
Right.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
retreat,
Why not? You can send walk
and
if you
then
want.
fix your
I
posture.
can't, but
Okay.
It's on it. If you really
I wanted to, yeah.
that's the problem. You just don't want it.
So, I have them here.
Right. So this, is like you're saying, this could be a regular old tie up.
Fix my head, so
But no hands on the knees, so you guys aren't going to get
Yeah,
moved.
if you,
so head coming down like this.
Makes sense.
Hands
It's
on
tricky,
the
but it
knees.
makes sense.
You're on the wrong knee.
Oh,
I think.
no,
No,
here,
it's
no, we're here, right? Because it was the back knee.
No,
I just don't-
back leg.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
what's
see
really
it.
weird.
It was here,
So we're wrestling.
yeah. It was,
Yep, your feet are hinged, that's correct.
yeah, and I know.
But if Ed's doing it to you, it's his right hand on
Mine.
your
So
right
we're
leg,
even here.
thumb
So
down.
this way you can pull my tricep.
The
Yeah.
leg is on the
Yeah,
outside.
Yes.
that's right.
Okay, so
Now see,
you're here.
yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna
Forward.
fix in
And then
Yep.
now.
Start on the knee, there you go.
On the knee now. I'm inviting you in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now I want to.
But you didn't
Right.
step,
Yeah.
so you didn't have power.
Step position.
No.
Just retreat
I
that.
don't like this.
So take this once again.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Another nice throw.
Right, and now you're just kind of right here. I
I'm
was
just
kind of
trying to get it
shifting my
easier,
weight
like,
back a
yeah,
little
that's
bit to
fine.
the right. Right, that's kind of.
Yeah, that's what Ed's gonna do.
Right,
So
right,
step back, Ed. Step back, no. Step back.
This way.
And turn him. There you go.
So that's you're pulling my leg. That's not right. Cinch here.
Right.
Yeah. So
I know.
if I'm
Fix your posture.
so take
I'm
the
down lower than I wanted to.
Take the knees.
Yeah.
slowly being ready.
Yeah.
Now,
By the way, too, if I was here,
Let me feel
face
it.
me, if I was here, I can't.
so,
If I was here and the question about lifting the knee comes up, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I might lift the knee with the
you
elbow.
want to
Hmm. So I'm keeping my palm in the same
No, you
position.
set and you switch.
As opposed to like everybody wants to either
Yeah,
people
you
use
just
it.
switch.
That's a natural way to do it.
Well,
you know what I mean? But I'm assuming
But you're
he
attacking.
didn't tell me this if he thought we were just gonna come around back to here. He said brush me, so I'm assuming it's more or less staying here. So we could come down and control this way. You know, and stab or throw or punch or whatever. So you can keep that same kind of shape. You just get a different part of the leg.
You mind if I try?
Cool. Okay, finish up.
I'm inviting you in, and then I step back with my forearms. Step back to your front.
This is hard.
I really kinda needed to see it.
Step back, but don't shift. You're shifting. Step back,
Even with
and
nothing
you're
cool
staying
there, like I'm
forward
in a bad
weighted.
position.
Just
Okay,
like
yeah,
the
so you can
staff
just go
one.
to town.
Step back, the weight stays forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, you're still shifted a little.
Did I?
A little, but I mean, that was better, but you're still a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so let's just
Oh, thank you.
do a couple minutes or a minute of push hands, and I'll just see if we can just find some places for brush knee. You know. Okay, Ed, we'll just cycle through it just to mix up.
We're supposed to try to brush these in too, is that correct?
No, we're just pushing. Alright, so that was hip and clavicle. Check the arm.
Oh.
Clear the arms, got into the bow, push the shoulder blade. So all of these are sort of brush knee applications as opposed to application of me touching your knee and then so because I'm less likely in push hands to get here. Although he doesn't do push hands exactly, he does guided chaos, so he's more likely to end up in those positions, I think. So that's brushing. So you got, I led you here, then you grabbed and leaned, grab and lean, and then I led those two things.
I picked you up.
Yeah, you did. So we'll do it with strikes as well. So we could still push hands, but if you wanted to strike or something, we can just change the game a little. Good, so this is just a little arm throw. And I just retreated on that so he could fall comfortably without his arms. Normally I would have stayed forward. There you go. Good, nice. Good. Crushing it came fast. We'll do one more. That was fast. You lean, so I just steered your elbows a little. Everybody went?
You get competitive, I see your face.
Yeah, he kept going after he stepped, so it's
I
kind of
know.
fun.
Oh,
2 times you stepped.
yeah?
Yeah.
It's not competitive, it's just fun.
All right, let's line up.
I'm not trying to win anything.
No, you like the, you like that.
Hey, everybody say thanks, Dave Randel. Hang on. Colin, you too.
Thanks, Dave.